Sandy Thurman, the co-chair of the President's National AIDS Policy. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
All right, coming up next, backing off a review of the Elian Gonzalez seizure, and the Cuban boy's case is tearing a city apart. We'll be right back.
I love to call my old teammates, and I can call them anytime I want, thanks to MCI Fasteners every day. So, Bugs, how's the team?
Well, Michael, it's a rebuilding year.
With MCI 5 cents every day, calls are only 5 cents a minute, every evening and all weekend long. Hey, Bugs, any bright spots?
There is this Australian kid. Got moves just like you.
Stay in touch with old friends and new. Just call 1-800 every day to join.
I worked hard to be a better doctor. I worked hard to be a better businesswoman. I worked hard to build a better practice. How can I make sure my money works hard so I can spend more time just being a better person?
At Lincoln Financial Group, we offer clear, understandable financial planning to help you protect and enjoy the work of a lifetime. Lincoln Financial Group, clear solutions in a complex world.
Combat Rangers. They're rough, they're tough, they're battle-tested. They're lean, mean fighting machines. When there's a battle to be won, Combat Rangers get the job done. Making backyards safe for democracy.
Now, tell me why they're wearing dresses?
The commander uniforms didn't arrive from China.
That's because you picked the wrong shipping company.
Next time, use the only U.S. Express shipper with direct routes from China, FedEx. Be absolutely sure.
Matching night vision tiara sold separately.
They say bigger is better, right? Not exactly. For occasional loss of bladder control, there are big, bulky undergarments. And there's this, Poise Ultra Plus pads with side shields. Incredibly, this pad protects as well as a regular undergarment. That's because Poise Ultra Plus has more of this special absorbent material inside called Dry Touch that absorbs more than 10 times its weight in fluid. So you stay dry and comfortable. Poise Ultra Plus pads, the freedom to be yourself.
Today on CNN.com, it has critics talking about the future of filmmaking and beyond. How this new digital technology may just put you in the director's chair. It's CNN.com. Today, 4:30 Eastern.
Scheduled hearings by the Senate into the government's forcible removal of Elian Gonzalez from the home of his Miami relatives may not be held after all. The government's raid 8 days ago has sparked outrage in Miami's Little Havana district, but the chairman of the Senate Judiciary Committee now says he needs more documents from the Justice Department before deciding if hearings are in fact justified.
One reason we had to postpone is because, as usual, we don't get the full cooperation in getting the documents that are necessary before he can hold a hearing. But we intend to do that if the inquiry justifies it. We got 10 documents, total of 144 pages. We did not get the emails, which, as you can see, are very important. And we need to get all of that before we make a determination whether to go forward or not. And I intend to get that.
In the meantime, the district director of U.S. Immigration in Miami is praising his agents for their role in Operation Reunion. That's the code name for last weekend's mission to recover Elian Gonzalez and reunite him with his father. But frustration and anger over the mission still divides the city of Miami. And here with more on that is CNN's Brian Cabell.
The scene in Little Havana is very different from what you see in Cutler Ridge, a suburb of Miami. Here, among whites and blacks, you hear anger directed toward the county's 800,000 Cuban Americans. Take a look at the sky overhead.
I predict that South Florida is going to have much more difficult times before it has good times, for the reason that all of the attendant circumstances of ideology, politics, and morality are coming together at this point in time.
It was the sad and amazing saga of Elian Gonzalez that brought all this to a head, of course. Most Cuban Americans believe passionately that he should stay in the U.S., even without his father. Most of the other citizens here believe he belongs with his father, and that many of their Cuban American neighbors are fanatical and irrational.
The hatred for Castro is so great that nothing else filters into it.
You can't come here and just break this country down because of things that's going on in Cuba.
Talk to most Cuban Americans on the parade route, and yes, you'll hear about a love for Elian and a hatred for Castro, but you'll also hear some words of reconciliation.
I wish the black community, Haitians, everybody, gets together with the Cuban community and Hispanic community, and that we'll fight together for our rights.
But the polarized feelings of Elian and the subsequent turmoil at City Hall, the Cuban-American mayor firing his Anglo city manager, show no signs of easing up. Cuban Americans, Anglos, and blacks have long been vying for political power here, and Cuban Americans now wield the most. But somehow in this city of so many immigrants, so many languages, so many viewpoints, you hear that people have to get together.
If there's a starting point, I think it has to be that each segment of the community has to be willing to listen and try to understand what is the story of others in the community. A
dialogue, in other words. But at a time when honking horns and shouted slogans on both sides are deafening, dialogue and understanding are almost impossible. Brian Cabell, CNN, Miami.
Ahead here on CNN Sunday, the struggle for land casts a shadow over a new push for peace in the Middle East.
I spent 40 years building a nest egg, 30 years paying off a mortgage, 20 years saving for college. I'm done worrying. Now I want to live.
At Lincoln Financial Group, we provide clear, understandable solutions to help you grow, manage, and protect the work of a lifetime. Lincoln Financial Group. Clear solutions in a complex world.
Who's asking about Viagra? Someone you might expect, and also someone that maybe you wouldn't. In fact, you may be surprised at who's talking to their doctors about Viagra. So ask your doctor if a free trial of Viagra is right for you. Who's asking about Viagra? Maybe it should be you.
What does the future hold? What will it look like? How will it feel? At New York Life, we are confident that whatever tomorrow brings, our values will remain steadfast. The financial strength of our products, the integrity and humanity of our company. So no matter what it looks like, tomorrow, like today, New York Life will be the company you keep.
Hi, I'm Dan O'Brien, and I'm watching you, CNN.
Today's Israeli-Palestinian peace talks hit an obstacle before they even began. The two sides met as part of an effort to reach a framework peace settlement by mid-May. But anger over new Jewish settlements delayed the start of the talks. And as CNN's Walter Rogers reports, it may be a sign of bigger problems to come.
The latest Israeli-Palestinian handshake at the Eilat peace talks could not conceal new friction resulting from disclosure. Israel plans to expand the Jewish settlement of Ma'ale Adumim near Jerusalem. The Palestinians warn continued Israeli settlement building threatens these final status peace negotiations.
I have asked that the Israeli government cancel these measures and any similar measures related to settlement activities.
Oded Eran, the chief Israeli negotiator, took the Palestinian complaint seriously.
I would convey the complaint of the Palestinian side immediately to the Prime Minister of Israel.
The Israelis announced they plan to build 174 new housing units at Ma'ale Adumim, sinking deeper roots into land, which the Palestinians say should be returned to them. Saturday night, Jewish settlers near the overwhelmingly Palestinian city of Hebron tried to expand their presence, smuggling women and children into the Tel Rameda settlement inside this shipping container. Israeli police blocked this settlement expansion attempt as conflicting signals emerge about the direction of events here. Israel is also preparing to transfer to full Palestinian control 3 Arab villages, including Abu Dis, adjacent to East Jerusalem. Giving Abu Dis to Palestinians now might ease some of the latest distrust, and because of its nearness, it might also strengthen Palestinian claims to East Jerusalem as their capital. Hard choices lie ahead.
I don't think the issue is concerning negotiations. I think it's political decisions by the Israeli government. They want to reach a historic reconciliation with the Palestinians. This is what it takes.
All sides, including the Americans, have much invested in the success of these Eilat negotiations. This week, U.S. Middle East peace envoy Dennis Ross will be here representing President Clinton at the talks. The negotiators have set for themselves an arbitrary deadline of September for a final peace agreement. Not long after that, this becomes the problem of the next American president. Walter Rogers, CNN, Eilat, Israel.
We now begin our Sunday briefing in Kosovo, where tensions are running high, following clashes last night between French peacekeepers and hundreds of Serbs in Mitrovica. The violence began when Serbs stopped a military convoy taking ethnic Albanians to their homes in a predominantly Serbian part of the town. New York City Mayor Rudy Giuliani's admission last week that he has prostate cancer hasn't affected his chance